Welcome to Celebrity Liar. My name is Andrew Hill Newman, and not only am I the luckiest game show host on the web, but you're the luckiest audience because look who my co-host is tonight, Cat Steele.
Oh yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome, Cat. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, thank you.
You know, the game we play here is simple. I know Cat knows, but in case you don't know, the game is simple. Two celebrities are going to tell you the same story as if it happened to them. In truth, it only happened to one of them. It's going to be up to you, the audience, to decide who's the liar.
Wow. And I will be in the chat room with you. I will take all of your questions, comments, anything you really have to say to the celebrities over here. And at the end, I will also be announcing the results.
The results of your vote, because you get to pick who the liar is. And if you're not in the chat room yet, you can get in there by clicking on that little bar if you're on the front page of theroomlive.com. It says chat and view larger. Click on that and you'll take you to the page where the chat room is, where the voting is, and you'll get to view larger, which is always good. Kat, I'm very excited. Tonight's game is very special because it was born of a challenge. Sam was here a few weeks ago and witnessed Kevin's third decisive victory. And Sam actually said he wanted a crack at the undefeated champion. And tonight, we fill that crack. Please welcome Sam Levine and Kevin Pollak.
Thank you so much. Lovely intro.
You guys ready to fill a crack?
I'd feel better if everyone sat.
Let me first plug Kevin Pollak's chat show. If you haven't seen it, go as soon as this is over to kevinpollakschatshow.com. They're all great, and even more importantly, because of this room right now, check out a web series called Vamped Out. You can find it at babblegum.com, and not only is Kevin in it, and not only is Sam in it, Cat's in it. Cat Steele is in it. Go check it out. It is great. It is a web series that answers the question, what if there were a vampire who were an actor who couldn't get hired to play a vampire? It's really funny. And you know what? Enough fun and games. Let's just get to games.
Sure.
Let's get to this challenge match.
I'm fine with that.
And see if the pupil can overtake the master.
There's no pupil. He didn't teach me anything.
Sam,
I knew how to lie long before I met Pollak.
Yeah.
Sam
By the
and
way,
Kevin.
that's true.
Sam and Kevin exchanged stories before we went on the air, and we have represented them all here within the bowl of stories. Sam has been chosen at random to go first, but you know what? I don't feel like reaching deep within the bowl of stories tonight. If only there were someone we could convince to come in and reach into the bowl of stories.
An even more
with
famous
me.
celebrity.
I wonder who that
Who the term
possibly-
celebrity would actually apply to.
What
and
the?
no-
All right.
You know what I mean?
Matthew Perry, would you please reach deep within the bowl of
Okay, I'm
stories?
gonna reach deep within the bowl of
Choose
stories.
one and then get out of here.
All right.
Okay.
So do I read it out loud?
You can if you can read Robin's writing, otherwise I'll read it.
This story is called Carpe Diem.
Okay, it's called Carpe Diem.
I'll see you guys.
Carpe
Hand for
diem.
Matthew Perry.
Of course it is.
Okay, Sam, we have got 2 minutes on the
minutes
clock,
on the
and it
clock.
will begin when you start talking.
Okay.
Tell us about Carpe Diem.
Carpe Diem is a story I kind of was very hesitant to tell because people have asked me a lot about Inglourious Bastards, and this is a story I've never really told from the set. One of the German actors on the movie, one of the other bastards, a guy named Gideon Burkhardt, who's like the biggest star in German television, but no one in America's ever heard of him. He and I were sharing a trailer. We had a two-banger, so I had one end of the trailer, he had the other. And on one afternoon, they came to give us our per diem. You know, all the actors get a little stipend for, you know, meals and such. And so they knock on the door, and I'm walking out of the trailer the same time Gideon is, and I'm signing for my per diem. And Gideon pops out, and he's like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just signing for the per diem." He goes, "Well, where's mine?" I go, "I don't know." He goes, "How do you know that one's not mine?" I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it didn't have a name on the envelope or anything. And so then he starts making a real big stink about, that's my per diem. You're signing my per diem. I'm like, I don't think the PA will get you your per diem. They're not going to not give you yours. And so then we go to set, and I'm sitting there, and it's taken a long time, and then Quentin Tarantino has to come up to me and go, "I don't know what's going on, but Gideon is really pissed about the fact that you stole his per diem. He wants you to apologize to him or he's not going to do the scene." And Brad fucking Pitt is sitting next to me. He's like, "Are you serious? Let's go deal with this." I'm like, "No, I don't want to deal with this. I'll apologize to him just so we can move on. This is ludicrous. So I walk over to Gideon. I'm like, hey man, my bad. I really shouldn't have done that. And then Gideon just looks at me and in all seriousness goes, yeah man, you better think twice before taking a motherfucker's per diem. And then I just sort of look at Brad, and Brad is like, I don't know, German guys? I don't know. And that was a really weird experience, but that
Wow.
that happened.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. I already have questions, but my first question is to you, Kevin. I understand maybe something similar happened to you? You said turning it into a question?
Something happened to me on the set, actually, of our guest star tonight, Matthew Perry. Whole 9 yards. I step out of my trailer, and there's the PA there with an envelope. Hello, Mr. Pollak, would you sign for your per diem? So right out of The Simpsons. So I sign for the per diem, and I hear over my shoulder, "Where's my per diem?" And it was, I turn around, and it's Michael Clark Duncan, who's, 6'9" and very intimidating. And he wants his per diem too. Well, the PA basically shits himself because he only has one envelope with my name on it. I'm saying, Mike, my name's on it. I'm sure they have yours. Yeah, that could be my per diem right there. And he's very, very upset. And we get in the van to drive to the set, and he's literally going to kill this kid, or so it seems. I get to set. I go over to Matthew and to Bruce Willis. Did I drop those names? Let me get them. and I start to tell them this ridiculous thing that happened, that Michael Clark Duncan is freaking out that the guy didn't have his per diem. 45 minutes goes by. We're shooting the shit. The director comes over, Jonathan Lynn, and he says, Kevin, would you mind going over to apologize to Michael Clark? Apparently we're not going to shoot until you've apologized for taking his per diem. And Bruce literally wanted to strangle him, wanted to kill him for this, and I had to, and he said, "You're not apologizing to this idiot." And I said, "Of course I am. I'm going to go over just so we can go back to work. I'm fine." He and I are the only two that know what happened, and other than the poor PA. So I went over to Michael and I said, "Hey, Mike, apparently there was a misunderstanding with the per diem," fully expecting him to say, what clearly was the case, the truth, and he said the words, "You ought to think twice before taking a man's per diem." And he had convinced himself and was trying to convince me that I had stolen his per diem. And I've always wanted to tell this story, and now I have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have an exclusive. I've been waiting years.
I know I have questions. If you have questions, go ahead and pass them on to Sam and Kevin through Kat in our chat room, and she'll pass them on in a minute. And also, you're going to be voting. If you already know who the liar is, go ahead and vote. They don't want your vote. They want you to believe them. I'm still not sure who's telling the truth here. Kevin, in your version of the story, your name is on the envelope.
Yes, sir.
So
No, it was crystal clear that he was insane.
Wow. In
Yeah,
your
you're getting this
version of the
exclusive on
story,
your show, by the way.
Was your name?
No, it's just the amount of money on the envelope.
And was this a per diem for the whole shoot, or just?
No, we got him weekly.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it would not have been that big a deal for him to get his 20 minutes later.
And when this German guy was mad at you, was he wearing a uniform?
I think he was in his civvies, or in our civvies.
Wow. I'm a little thrown. Kat, any questions from the chat room?
We have a bunch right now, so let me read off a couple. We have Celeb Poker Forever wants to know, did Brad Pitt actually talk to you on set, Sam? Come on.
I can curse on the show, right?
Yes, you can.
Go fuck yourself.
We do have a few others. Martha S. would like to know, Sam, what scene were they shooting?
We were shooting the ditch scene. It's where you first meet all the bastards when we've got the hostages who Eli Roth beats to death. Gideon is the one who speaks German. He translates.
So he was a bastard.
He was one of the bastards.
Oh, so it's not like you're being threatened by a Nazi.
No, but I mean, technically he is German.
Okay.
And I am Jewish. The runs deep.
Wow. Go ahead and vote if you've already decided. I'm still making up my mind. Do you think the liar is Kevin Pollak, or do you think it's Samm Levine? I'll remind you, they don't want your vote. Kat, any other inquisitions?
We do have a few comments.
Okay.
Let's see. Politics said he should have said it in a German accent.
I
So,
don't have a German accent.
oh, all right. Well,
I do
never
British.
But
mind.
let's hear you take a stab at it.
You better
Interesting
think
how
twice
no one-
before stealing a motherfucker's per diem, I guess. That's how we...
You're right. You don't.
I don't
have
do a German accent. Yeah.
It's a very hard accent for Jews
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, we'll give you one more minute to vote.
No
who you
question
think.
for me, oddly enough.
We
Oh,
do actually have a question for you,
Oh, all
Kevin.
right, let me hear it.
We do indeed. From Pittsburgh Pushy Lover.
Hello.
What the hell
For
is that?
Kevin, what hat were you wearing at the time?
I was
by the
wearing
way-
the hat of success. Is Matthew still mic'd up?
The weirdest coincidence is that my nickname in high school was Pittsburgh Pushy Lover. Okay, I have decided who I believe the liar is. I'm going to write it down for the fellas and show them. Then we'll see if we agree. By the way, I've been getting much better at this game, and I haven't gotten one wrong in the last 4 times I've guessed, and I think that person is lying. Kat, do we have a result of the vote? Or is it still being tabulated?
We do. The tabulation has just come in.
Indeed.
53% of people believe
margin.
that Kevin is the liar.
Ooh, I have to say 53% of you. I agree with the 47%. I thought Sam was the liar. Sam's going to win this round, but whether he gets 1 or 2 points is going to depend on whether or not he was the liar. Will the real liar please dramatically raise your hand?
Oh, yeah!
Oh! On the board first.
Audience voted me the liar.
Yeah,
They
we
were wrong.
should.
That should give me points.
No,
No,
I get 2 points.
you want them to believe you, sir.
want them to believe you.
And
You see,
and
they believed
did
my
not.
lie.
You won this
40,
3 times.
no,
Don't you know how it works?
47%.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Now the house comes crumbling down.
Wow. Wow.
First defeat.
I will say it was
First
very
defeat.
tight, you know, only 6% difference between the two. And they're not just playing for a chance at winning 19. Yeah, you know what? They are just playing at a chance
That's-
for winning
yeah.
$19 million in tonight's Mega Millions drawing. And of course, being celebrities, they are going to donate an undisclosed yet generous portion of their winnings to some deserving charity. Let's find out who they're playing for. Sam, who are you playing for?
I am playing for the American Cancer Society.
A very worthy charity. How about you,
Noble
Ken?
cause.
I'm sorry, 53% thought I was lying, so the majority was wrong, and yet he won.
Because he got a majority to believe him.
No.
See,
53% thought I was lying. They
Right.
thought I was the liar.
Right.
They were wrong.
Yeah,
That's the
53
majority of the people who were wrong.
No,
You understand
they
how the game
believe
works,
him.
right?
Apparently
You've
don't
played a couple
understand.
times before.
I've won 3 times, and
Don't
now I don't
wanna-
know how.
You don't want to be voted the liar is the thing. You want them to think, oh, he's
But they
telling
were
the truth.
wrong.
Who's your
But that
charity?
doesn't matter.
I fooled
You
us.
said
Who
that
is
doesn't
your
matter.
charity?
The Lang Foundation.
The Lang Foundation. Very good. Well, I hope you guys both win a lot of money because even second place is $250,000 in tonight's Mega Millions drawing. Let's get Matthew Perry back in here.
Oh, and can I just briefly say, Gideon Burkhardt is a sweetheart of a man. That never happened.
Matthew, please reach deep within
All right.
and pull out one story.
I was there for that story, and you should not have taken this per diem. All right.
Kevin, you're going to go first, and you're going to tell us a story that we call...
This story is called Pretend to Know Me. Pretend to know me. Go.
Let's give him a fresh 2 minutes on the clock so he can tell us to pretend to know me. There it goes.
I've been in Los Angeles a very short time. I came from San Francisco where I did stand-up comedy, and I came here to pursue the dreams. And maybe I was here a year and a half, 2 years, whatever. Through a friend, I was invited to this big muckety-muck Golden Globe party. And when I went there, it was literally the first time I'd ever been to the Hollywood party, where there was just, everywhere you looked was the biggest stars in the universe. And for me, at that time, when I saw Warren Beatty, it was like, oh my, that was the one that I was freaking out about the most. So all night I was kind of watching him, and first time I'd ever been that fly on a wall. And I'm waiting now for about halfway through the party. I've had just enough to drink where I'm starting to think I'm actually going to go over and talk to him. But around that time, I see him making his way towards the front door. So I rush over and I introduce myself and I say, I know you get this all the time, you know, such a huge fan. And he said, no, it's no problem. What do you do? I said, I'm a comedian. It came from San Francisco. He said, oh, some of my best friends are comedians. Over the years, I've been close to several of them. It's you know, good luck to you. And I said, you know, there's one more thing. I've been kind of thinking about this all night. And if at any point in the future, Mr. Beatty, there's a chance where we see each other again, and I should perchance be with a woman, I couldn't think of a greater closer for me than if you were to pretend that you knew me. So since we've had this moment, I want to really push my luck. And he said, you're strange, but okay. And I was so charmed, and I just said, you know, could we just like rehearse that little moment so I can, because even if it never happens, I'll know what it would have felt like. And we actually, in front of the few people at the party that were watching this ridiculousness, acted out that moment. And he said, oh, Kevin, nice to see you again. So 10 years later, it actually happens. I'm at a thing, and a function, a charity, and I see him. I'm with a gal. It's time to put this into action. I bring him over, and sure enough, he says, Kevin, nice to see you again. He played it beautifully. I'm out of time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So crowd demands. We'll give it.
The end of the story was the girl wasn't impressed because she wasn't a fan of his.
So that's the reason she gave you for not.
That's why I didn't. He wasn't the closer I thought he would be.
Sam, I understand something similar may have happened to you.
something very similar happened to me. Is my time going?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose. All right, here we go. So I was at Mike Medavoy's Golden Globes party. This was like my first or second year in LA. It was my first big Hollywood party. And the guy I saw at the party was not Warren Beatty, but it was Ralph Fiennes, who I have had a non-sexual man crush on for as long as I can remember. And so I'm playing coy. I'm like, all right, I got to go over and talk to Ralph Fiennes at some point in this party. And I keep waiting and waiting, and finally I see he's about to leave. So I catch him at the door, and I don't care who is watching. I'm talking to this guy. I'm like, hey, I just want to tell you, so great to meet you. Big fan. You've really inspired me. And you know, I have a silly request. He's like, yeah. I go, I can think of nothing more impressive than if I should run into you somewhere and I had a girl with me. And then I could say, oh, honey, that's Ralph Fiennes. I know him. Let's go say hello. And then I would come over and say, hey, Ralph, how's it going? And he would say, Sam, nice to see you. I see you have a young lady with you. She's lovely. And then we could have a little interaction. And he's laughing. He's like, ah, ha, ha. And then I said, no, Ralph, let's practice. So then I literally get him to rehearse with me. Hey, Ralph, how's it going? Hey, Sam, nice to see you. Oh, you have a young lady with you. She's lovely. Thanks, Ralph. And so then we laughed, and he left, and it took me a couple days to come down from that embarrassment. But about 7 months later, I was at a restaurant in Hollywood, and sure as shit, there is Ralph Fiennes sitting across the room. And so I waltz over to him, and I'm like, hey, Ralph, how's it going? And he looks at me and pauses for just a little too long, but then goes, Sam, how's it going? And I said, it's going fantastic. And then he looks at me and goes, no lady with you tonight. And I said, I know, bad timing. He says, don't worry, I'll get you next time. But that was like 9 years ago now, so I don't know if it'll ever work if I run into him again.
Wow. Amazing. Again, I'm not quite sure, and I just want to remind Kevin that you want them to believe you. You don't want them to think you're the liar. But if you know who the liar is, or if you have an idea who you think it is, you can go ahead and vote right now. Again, they don't want to win this vote, because whoever wins this vote loses this round. I got a question. I was lucky enough to meet Warren Beatty once.
Yeah.
Were you impressed as I was with the size of his head?
I did not think his penis was out at the time, so
No,
I did not think of him as the Pez dispenser. But he had that thing you always heard about Bill Clinton, was he makes you feel like you're the only person he's ever talked to in his life, certainly the only one in the room, and as mesmerizing as another person could possibly be, while he had nothing to gain from the experience. He could not have been nicer, and it was a remarkable moment for me.
Yeah, he was really nice, and you definitely feel like you're in the presence of a Hollywood star.
Legend,
He
yeah.
really had that. And it was 10 years that he remembered the bit?
Well, yeah, because I had done movies by then.
So you were...
So I was in the public eye a little bit. Right. I'd done Avalon and A Few Good Men at that point. So I think he might have known me from that, but he played right along, and the girl just didn't care. It was shocking.
And the first party, that was the first big Hollywood party
Yeah.
you went to?
Yeah.
Do you remember whose house that was at, or what kind of event that was?
It was an agent at one of the big agencies. Jerry Seinfeld was the reason I got into it. He one of the stand-up comedians that had befriended me, who'd come through San Francisco when I was still there. And then I moved to town, and yeah, it was three of us that actually went to the party on Jerry's dime.
Huh. Well, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them into the chat room, and Kat will pass them along to Kevin or Sam, whoever they're for. Do we have any questions or comments?
We do. We have a couple. From Martha S. For Kevin, who was Warren Beatty with at the party?
Whoever he wanted to be. He did not leave alone, I can assure you of that. It was certainly a gorgeous woman who I didn't know or recognize. She wasn't famous, but he had decided she was the one that night. So he wasn't with anyone famous.
Wonderful. So one for Sam from Avril898. What restaurant were you at?
I was at Tommy Tang's on Melrose.
And what was Ralph Fiennes eating?
I don't know.
Oh, you see, liar! Wow, that was a quick answer, indicative of maybe, I'm not quite sure yet. If you are, go ahead and vote. And again, they don't want your vote. You're voting for the liar, and that person will lose this round.
I thought we did want their vote. Won 3 times, have no idea how the game works.
Well, you're a natural.
Yeah, apparently.
Kat, any other questions or comments?
We do have a few more from Pittsburgh Pushy Lover for Kevin. Did Warren Beatty punch you for mentioning Ishtar?
A regular comedian, this Pittsburgh pushy lover. No. I mean, I didn't mention the movie, obviously. So.
Let's see. We do have
How
another.
about that stinker, Warren Ishtar? What the hell? Yeah, I don't remember coming up.
Yeah.
Wonderful. One more for Sam.
Yes.
From Tejas74. Did he actually let you call him Ray?
I didn't say Ray, I said Rafe, which is the correct pronunciation of his spelling of Ralph.
Yeah, it's spelled really.
It's spelled Ralph, but it's pronounced Rafe.
Wow.
And I'll bet he gets tired of people calling him Ralph.
And
So that's maybe why he let me talk to him, because I said Rafe.
I do love how he took one of the most pedestrian names, Ralph, and turned it into one of the most elitist names on the planet. I've always been fascinated by that brilliant transition. But apparently it is, whether he's from, is he Welsh? What is he? But I've heard him tell someone that that's the way it's always been pronounced in whatever country he's from.
Yeah, have you ever seen signs in Gaelic? I was in Ireland and I saw signs in Gaelic and there's like no vowels. It's like you're going to sprain your tongue just going to the mention.
But there are potatoes. Anyway.
It's crazy. Oops. Say, Sam, I wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
ask you one question.
Yeah.
You don't have a girl at Tommy Tang's. You eating at Tommy Tang's alone?
I was there with my buddy.
And you
from out of
didn't bring
town.
your buddy over to meet Ray Fiennes? Or you didn't want Ray Fiennes to think, oh, this was what he wanted?
I was like, oh, I'll fly this one by myself.
Yeah,
This
now
is
I
weird.
get it. All right, I have decided who I think the liar is, and I'm going to tell you why after we find out who you think it is. I think this person is lying this time. Do we have a result of the vote?
We do indeed. 53% say that Sam is lying.
Ooh. They think that Sam is the liar, again by a narrow margin. I thought it was Kevin this time, and I'll tell you why. I don't think Ray Fiennes is who you make up for this story. if you're making up this story, I get that Warren Beatty, I get Mel Gibson, but Ray, I don't know, it seemed weird. Will the person who was actually lying, will the real liar, please dramatically raise your hand? Ah!
It's a tie game, buddy.
Yes, it is.
I would like to point out that it indeed is a tie game, and
Has that ever happened, by the way, where both people tell the other's story and the audience thinks the other person's
you know
lying?
what? I'm going to go through the records and check, but I think it may be the first time we've had that perfect double switch. And it's also, my record is pretty good lately. I'm 6 out of 6.
You missed both.
No, he got them both.
I got them both.
Oh,
I
you did
guess
get
the
'em both.
liars
You did
both
get 'em
times.
You're on fire.
I am on fire. And
El fuego.
you guys are going to need to be on fire to win the game because it's all going to come down to
boy.
the lightning round.
Yeah.
The lightning round works like this. Before the game, both Kevin and Sam emailed me some short facts and supposed facts about themselves. And I have chosen some
Well,
of
we're
the...
both short, so.
I have chosen some of them at random, mixed them up, and put them on 2 cards. Sam, you are going to begin by reading yours to Kevin.
Very good.
And Kevin is going to answer, like lightning, true or lie after each one. And then we'll find out how he did after you get through all 5. So please, Kevin, like lightning, anytime you're ready, Sam, read them.
All right, Kevin. Due to a shoddy ultrasound, my parents thought I was a girl until I was born.
True.
I sleep with a giant Mission Impossible 2 poster above my bed. I once test drove a Ferrari because the dealer thought I was Frankie Muniz.
True.
On a whim, I once walked 14.4 miles from Burbank to Sherman Oaks.
On a whim? True.
I performed a half-hour stand-up set at my bar mitzvah.
True.
All right, let's see how he did. You said that due to a shoddy ultrasound, your parents thought you were a girl until you were born. He said it was true. That apparently was false. The ultrasound was fine, so you don't get a point for that one, Kevin. I sleep with a giant Mission Impossible 2 poster above my bed. Is indeed false, but please tell him what the truth is.
It's a Mission Impossible 1 poster. It's 1.
Which is crazy. So, Kevin, you do
knew that too.
get
Yes,
a
I
point
did.
for
Yeah,
that
I
one.
tried to get you with that.
I've actually been in that bedroom.
And paid attention enough to know that it wasn't
Well, it
Mission
was
Impossible
hard
2.
not to. That was why. It's just here.
He did indeed drive a Ferrari because the dealer thought he was Frankie Muniz, so you were right there. You get another point for that one. And on a whim, really? He did. He walked
It was a whim, yeah.
14.4 miles. No traffic, though.
Nope, it was
I'm
5:30 in the morning.
Wow. Kevin, another point for you. And indeed, he did perform a half-hour stand-up at his bar mitzvah, and apparently the word is he killed.
I was pretty hilarious.
I got 8 applause breaks at mine.
So
never ends.
Kevin did very well.
He did very
on the
well. I only
lightning
missed
round,
one.
Sam. You are going to have to do.
Did I get 4 out of 5?
You did get 4 out of 5.
That's how you
which
win this
means
game. The lightning.
You are going to need to get 5
need
out
it.
of 5 to beat him. Kevin, again, like lightning, Sam.
Like
true
yeah, like
or
his
lie?
lightning?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can take as much time as I did.
Sure.
Ready?
Yep.
When my mom turned 50, she changed the spelling of her name.
False. Or lie.
My first pet was a cat named Dum Dum.
True.
My dog's name was Little Fluff.
Lie.
I've never slept on the right side of a shared bed.
True.
I was 15 when I lost my virginity.
Lie.
All right. Let's start at the bottom. We just heard it. He said he was 15 when he lost his virginity. You said it was a lie. And
I'm
it is
sorry.
Indeed.
He's fucking gloating over there
It is
already.
indeed a lie.
Sir, sportsmanship is half the game. Half the game, sportsmanship.
You know
This
what?
particular game.
That's
I
terrible.
actually was bursting out.
terrible.
You got 1 right out of 5, Sam. Kevin is indeed still the champion. He's won 6-3. He has slept on the right side of a shared bed.
Only the right side, actually.
His
Well,
dog's
hang
name.
on, what's the right side to you?
As
like
opposed to the
stage
left
right
side.
or bed, whether you're in it or when you're facing the bed,
Terrible.
right? His dog name was Little Fluff. He never had a cat named Dum Dum. And your mom changed the spelling of her name?
Yeah, God love her freak flying flag when she changed it to a Y in the name Elaine, from an I to a Y.
Wow.
That's my crazy mom!
Well, Kevin, you are indeed still and now the most ever undefeated champion of Celebrity Liar. And you are going to get 5 chances at $19 million.
5 chances to lose.
And Sam,
I need to apologize to my mother. Mom, I'm sorry we didn't win. you're going to have to sell the house.
You still get one shot at $19 million. And you know, guys, we have a special surprise bonus lightning round.
What?
Because we got TV's Chandler, Matthew Perry, in the house, and he loves this game as much as I do, and he said he wanted to play along. So I had him make up a lightning round that's got 10 items on it. We're going to bring in Matthew. He's going to read 10. Each of you are going to tell me whether you think it's true or false. I'm going to write them all down. Whoever gets more points, whoever guesses more correct on Matthew's, will get another shot at $19 million. Let's bring on Matthew Perry.
Okay. So these are true and false about Matthew.
Yes, true or false about Matthew.
True or false about Matthew?
And I'm going to have to write down your guys' responses.
All right.
So wait a second. Let me get my little scorecard right with the things. Okay.
Hi,
Hi, buddy.
Okay.
Sure.
Do I just go now?
Yeah, and then you guys each say true or lie, and then
Okay.
before, make sure I've written them down before you move on.
My first pet was named Little Fluff.
False.
No, go with the real one now.
Oh, the real one?
Yep.
I sleep with a Mission Impossible poster over my bed. We're all just rolling with that? The whole room didn't just stop? Okay.
It's a long story. I'll say afterward.
Okay. All right. Here's the real one. First real one. I cried during Pretty Woman. I cried during Pretty Woman.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
It's true.
Okay.
I once kissed Robert Urich in a movie of the week.
True.
True.
Why do you think that's true?
Look at you.
I played the game Fallout 3 for so long that I had to get injections in my hand.
True.
True.
I have never been to Fenway Park.
False.
True.
I once remarked to Andrew Hill Newman that I have never seen anyone get progressively worse at a sport as he did in paddle tennis.
Absolutely true.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, I'll just tell you that.
And sadly, it's
I've never seen Gone with the Wind.
True.
False.
I cannot roll my R's.
Roll them?
Yeah, you know, like
like
that.
True.
False.
Well, don't be bored by it. I mean, it's just
I'm trying to think back. I'm trying to think back if you've ever rolled your R's on camera, and I can seem to recall.
when I see French films, I don't have to read the subtitles.
False.
True.
All right.
I don't have to, or I refuse to.
I don't have to. I don't have to.
I don't have to suggest you speak fluent French.
I have a two-handed backhand in tennis.
True.
True.
I love Kevin Costner films.
And fluids.
That's why I'm not in movies anymore, because I can't fucking speak. I love Kevin Costner films.
True.
True. Sure.
All right.
all right,
Now what
Matthew.
happens?
Let's see how they did. The first one. What was the first one?
Oh, I have to do the first
Yeah.
one was I cried during Pretty Woman.
Yeah, and is that true or false?
That's true.
Oh, Kevin gets a point. Sam does not. What about the second one?
I once kissed
Walnut.
Robert Urich in a movie of the week.
They both
totally
true.
true.
Okay.
Again, you don't make up that name.
And what was the third one?
I played the game Fallout 3 for so long that I had to get injections in my hand. True story.
That is
got
true.
that.
Yep.
Number 4, I've never been to Fenway Park. It's true. I've never been to Fenway Park.
Oh, tie
Sammy
game.
pulled up. We're
Tie
tied
game.
Number 5 was the Andrew Hill Newman one. We
Yeah,
all
we
know
all
that
know.
that's true.
Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
He really did get worse.
I started pretty good.
Every time he
I
played,
have
he
eye
got worse.
really
hand,
hard
I
to
just
get
Started
worse.
well,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, not so great.
Yeah.
I cannot roll my R's. It's true. I cannot roll my
Oh,
R's.
really?
I cannot do that.
Okay.
Did we both get that one right?
No,
No,
Sam
I
got it
said-
right.
I
You
said
got it wrong.
true.
He's got 1 point on you.
When I see French films, I do not have to read the subtitles.
Boom.
Suggest
He's from Ottawa, man.
Montreal,
it's the
Canada.
It's the second language
I
of his
can't
country.
really speak
Wait,
it,
was
but
that
I
number
can-
7?
No, that's number 8.
Yeah, no, go. Okay, but tell me what number 7 was.
I cannot roll my R's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't we do that?
Yeah, he just forgot to mark it.
What was number 6?
I have. I didn't do number 6.
See, I knew we skipped one.
So I'm ruining the show.
These have all been true, by the way. Has every single one been true? So
No,
No, no, no.
there've
Okay.
been some.
I've never seen Gone with the Wind was 6, but did I even tell you guys that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
but
you
what-
said it
Yeah,
out
you
loud.
did.
Okay, I've never seen Gone with the Wind, and I have seen Gone with the
So
Wind.
I got that one
Oh,
right.
so you
That's
got that,
really-
and that's
did
weird
you
because
know
he
about
put
that?
it on his
That was
lightning
on
list,
mine,
and he
on my
had
lightning
one.
list. That I have
Yeah.
never actually seen Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
Okay,
then
so it was what was number 7? Because I want to
I
make sure.
cannot
the
roll
score-
my R's.
And that's true.
And I cannot roll my R's.
So that is true.
Like Tom Brokaw. Guerrero Rebels and Guam.
Okay, and number 8 was true.
can't
When I see
his
French
R's.
films, I don't have to read the subtitles.
Right.
That's true.
Okay.
I have a two-handed backhand in tennis is number 9.
Yes.
And that is false. I have a one-handed backhand.
So neither of you got that right.
Both said yes.
I think you beat me by 1, Capo, if my...
I think you're ahead.
And I love Kevin Costner movies. It's true, I do love them.
Wow. And you know what, Kevin? You are so undefeated. You also won the special super secret lightning bonus.
embarrassing
What was the
now.
score there?
Yes, I'm at, it was
Embarrassing.
7-6 or 8-7.
But at least,
so you get
but at least
another
Sam
shot.
understands the game.
Yeah, thank you, Matthew Perry, for coming and
Matthew
playing. Thank you, Kat Steele, for doing such a great job as my co-host. Follow her on the Twitter @Kat Steele, Kat Steele with a K. And thank you very much to Kevin Pollak and Samm Levine. Please check out Kevin Pollak's chat show and Vamped Out at babblegum.com.
Both of which feature Sam Levine.
Hey, come on.
Yes, please, please, please come back to theroomlive.com. Not only for Celebrity Liar, but there's great live music in here. There's comedy, there's cooking. The Single Chef is a great show. There's a lot of great shows in here. So please, come on back. I want to...
Also,
Sammy may have something
I
to
just
say.
want to
What
throw
else are we
this out.
talking?
Much like Apollo said to Rocky,
yes.
there's going to be a rematch.
Yeah. Already.
Wait for it. Absolutely.
Thanks very much
Really
to
wasn't
Robin
worth waiting for.
Roseanne and Michael Davis and Matt Edwards and everybody else in theroomlive.com who makes this show possible. And thank
Yay,
you
Philly.
very much for coming and watching. Thank you very much. Good night.
Nicely done.